Alrighty, here YouTube. I'm going to make this quick and short video review. I'm going to try and make this, as short and as sweet as possible, but, with enough detail to give you the heads up on this figure that I got here a while back. It was the Griffon Enterprise 1/6 scale battle damage Ryofu Housen figure, and I paid around like 25 bucks for this figure. I got it through Amazon. It's a PVC type figure, and it has some pretty good detail to it. And as you can see, it's the battle damage, of course, and the detail is decent. For a figure of this type, it's not, the absolute best, but it's pretty good considering. I know that said there was some reviews on Amazon that said it really wasn't that good, or that the paint job was kind of blotchy or kind of like not as good, closer to a dollar store action figure. But I think that really this figure is probably better than an action figure from the dollar store. Looking at you, Bridley Thug. Anyway, um, I'll go into a little bit about the details of the figure and why this is a fairly good figure to buy considering. Okay, first of all, we'll start with the price. It's a pretty good priced figure for what you're getting. 25 bucks for a relatively decent quality anime figure of Ikitosen and stuff. This is definitely a piece you want to pick up if you want an Ikitosen figure, or if you want a anime figure in general, but you're kind of on a budget, or you just want to start with a beginner figure to kind of get a feel for what the hobby of collecting figures is like, anime figures, before you really start investing a ton of money into it. Now, generally speaking, I'm going to go over a few interesting things about this figure and some of the facts and details that I like about it. Okay, let's start with the face. One is that the paint job on the eyes is fairly well done, a lot better than any dollar store figure I've ever seen. It's definitely one of those things where, it's a lot better than any other like little dollar, $3, $4, $5 action figure. This is actually pretty good quality in the paint job and the design and the reflective light kind of shining, or the painted reflect of the eyes and the pupils and stuff like that. It's all done fairly well. The hair, of course, is done decently. It doesn't have the detail that many other figures do, but it stays true to the character nonetheless. The color, some people say it's slightly off from the actual character. I say it's basically the way the character is. It's nothing that's real out of character given the overall design of the figure versus the character. Second of all, the design of the sweater is pretty good. It's kind of ripped, and she has like this elbow pad or something. And this one hand on her left hand has a fingerless red glove. Okay, and this isn't really signature with the character Ryofu in Ikitosen. This is more signature with the character Kanu, or the character even like Hakafu, that they wear the fingerless red gloves. Also, too, I don't know if you noticed, maybe you will. I may have to kind of turn it a bit, but the figure is carrying a sword. And if you notice the hilt of the sword, and especially the back part of the sword right there at the top, where she's holding it, it's got like this round, like little, I don't know what you want to call it, like bottom piece to the sword below right here, the um, the palm guard. And if you notice, this is very similar to like the sword that's shown in the opening to Dragon Destiny, which is weird because why would she be carrying the sword that was in the beginning in the opening of Dragon Destiny, when in fact Ryofu never appeared in season 2 of Dragon Destiny, because Ryofu died in the original season and didn't return until the third season in some kind of I don't know what you want to call it, like reincarnate some kind of like a reincarnation made through magic or something like that. Maybe some kind of like a clone or magic clone or something. But anyway, that's season 3. This figure was supposedly designed from season 2, from what I remember on the box, if I remember correctly. Now I'm going to go down to the pants a little bit. The pants are made to look like leather pants, but they're awfully torn and abused, except for the right leg. The left leg is virtually ripped off, and it's sliced down the side, fairly open there. And you can see the boot design, and this is all like stuff that Ryofu never really wore in the series. I never remember her wearing black leather pants or these kinds of boots with buckles on it, or the glove or elbow pad or the orange, yellow sweater for that matter. Any of this I never really remember Ryofu having in the actual anime, but it's a nice thought anyway. Also too, something that I want to show you is that the actual pant material is very interesting, because if you notice, the pant material down here is like a soft rubber almost. It's slightly flexible, okay? But the higher up you go onto the figure, especially like over here, like on this left side and right here in front of the pants, it's actually pretty rigid, the plastic or the rubber, whatever it is. So it's almost like when they were manufacturing this figure, the rubber pants were like, I don't know, like manufactured onto it in different grades of like flexibility. Like down here it's quite flexible, but then again up here it's not as flexible. It's more, rigid. It's more plastic like than rubber like, and so is it right here on the leg, and down here too on this leg where it's not so ripped, but over here, especially on this leg where it's very ripped, it's quite flexible. It feels more like toy leather or something like that. And the back is pretty ripped up too, and this little piece right here is actually kind of flexible and rubber like, but the rest of it, especially like back here, like on Ryofu's butt cheeks and stuff, is actually hard plastic if you tap it. Something that's interesting, that's kind of like, just a little bit extra detail, is that it looks like Ryofu actually has pink nails on this, or painted pink nails, which is interesting. The skin paint, some people say, was a little blotchy and stuff. You can see where maybe some of the tone isn't exactly even, but overall, in general, it's fairly decent. Another interesting fact that's kind of, I guess, like etchy or something like that. So if you look very carefully there inside of the opening of Ryofu's unzipped pants right there, you can see a little bit of the beginning of her panties right there. So that's something. And of course the back is fairly revealing too, if you kind of notice right there and stuff. So yeah, this is definitely probably not like a toy that, or it's not really a toy at all, but it's probably not something you want to buy like a young kid, maybe, if you really have a problem with that. If you're considering buying this, keep that in mind. Also too, the bottom stand, it looks like wood. It's actually like a hard plastic though, it's not wood. And that plate on the bottom down there that's got her name is really just, a sticker. It's not nothing metal or anything like that at all. And of course it has a scale and the name and the series, and you can see down here the machining of the plastic. So it's not really wood at all. It just looks kind of fancy, but it's nice. And this is really a good beginner's figure if you really want a good figure to start with and you don't want to pump a ton of cash into something and you're just barely getting into the hobby, or if you're just on a budget and you're looking for a nice animated Ikitosen figure, this is definitely one of the ways to go. Probably this one, along with the Maid Hakufu, is probably some of the cheaper Ikitosen figures. I think the Maid Hakufu is like $30, roughly around the same price and same scale, I believe. But overall, I would have to probably give this figure like maybe an 8 out of 10. Considering. So, overall, that's the ratings for this. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. and let me know what y'all think, and if y'all have any more questions about this figure. Thank you.